day turns to dusk, a deadly duel has unfolded at Horsham, where Sharif the Sheriff is the talk of the town for the south. Standing in his way, their northern nemesis led by the gunslinger Maguire. Match and series comes down to this, let's hope the players use their heads. It's not big or hard, but we're at the vanguard of cricket in the backyard. Hello, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the state of affairs. 77 required for the North to win the series. Without further ado, back to Horsham. Well, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The target for the North is 77 to win this test match and win the series. This is the second test match of 3. Rob Maguire is going to come in first. He's bowled brilliantly in this test match, and he's been given the responsibility to open the batting. His partner for this is going to be Ash Saeed. 77 the target, and once again, as with every innings in this test match, I'm once again joined by the South bowler and a backyard cricketing one-of-a-kind icon. It's Jake Butler. Jake, welcome back.
Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
Here we go.
Here we do indeed, and it's Jimmy Maguire who's going to start us off. It's been a bizarre test match for him. He's bowled well in parts, he's batted well in that partnership with Sharif, but he's also taken a blow on the head. He's dismissed by his brother in the first innings. It's all happened for Jimmy Maguire.
It'd actually be lovely if he could return the favour and bowl his brother out. So
and he's on to do just that.
That would be the ideal start for me.
That would be perfect. And Maguire faces up to the first ball without much discomfort. Jimmy in again to him now, brother to start this innings off. And 4. Well, that's a perfect start for Rob Maguire. Promoted up the order. Given the chance to set the tone for this chase. And flicked off the boot for 4. Nicely played. Jake, 77 the target. The key question, plain and simple, for the South, is that enough?
I'm going to say yes. I mean, as you know, I've got no idea what happens here. I purposely haven't spoke to the guys to see what happens, so I'm going in blind. I'm going to hedge my bets and say yeah.
So you reckon they're going to defend this? If that is going to be the case, who would you highlight as being... Obviously, all the bowlers are going to be key. That's 4 more. This is a loose start from Jimmy Maguire. But all the bowlers are going to be key, and everyone's contribution will matter. But if you had to highlight one, who do they really need on the money if they're going to win this game for the South?
I think he's got to say Yusuf, really. It's going to be the one.
Yeah, he bowled well in the first innings.
Jay's bowled well as well. But if I had to pinpoint one, Yusuf, because...
My concern with the South would be people like Yusuf and Jimmy, very, very good bowlers, and they have got good bowlers in their team, but have they got enough wickets? Are there enough wicket takers in this team? They've got a lot of bowlers who keep runs down, hard to play, might get 1 wicket here and there. Who's going to do what Rob Maguire did? Who's going to take the 3 or the 4 in this innings? That would be my concern for the South.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it's even more important that it needs to be a team effort. If everyone chips in with 1...
Also, we've got a few new players here, you know, so it's a bit of the unknown.
And dead ball.
Which can sometimes be a good thing. So,
yeah, and if one of these new guys gets on a roll, we don't know so much about the new guys. If one of them gets on a roll, maybe quite possibly 2 or 3 go quickly.
Yeah.
And then just to flip that question then, for the North, obviously we think this should be a gettable target. 77 is not enormous, but no team has ever won chasing in a backyard test. So there's that pressure. If they are going to get over this, who's the key batsman? Bearing in mind you have got obviously Ricky Borrett to come, you've got Alex Smith down the order, you've got Jeevan Singh still to come in, you've got Rob Maguire who's got a century to his name in now.
I mean, to be honest, I think Ricky's the biggest threat.
He would be the big fish for this
I think so. But it's Smith and Maguire are both good as well. So, and Maguire has been very good at sticking around. But interestingly, they got him opening, so... I don't know if he's going to bat differently being an opener, or I don't know. It's yet to be seen, I suppose.
Well, you would think the instruction would be to just bat normally, treat it like any other innings. If they start overthinking it, that could be where they get into problems.
Yeah.
And obviously it might be in Rob Maguire's mind, yes, he has bowled brilliantly in this game. He's been fantastic. But he dropped Yusuf Sharif on 0. Sharif went on to get 30 odd in that innings.
Yeah.
Without that drop, they might have only been chasing 20 or 30 here, so there might be some sense of obligation from Rob. He needs to stay through and win this game because that drop might well have cost them another sort of 40 runs.
Yeah, maybe he stepped up and opened up and trying to take the ball by the horns. But
started relatively well so far. 2 overs down already, 13 on the board. They'll take that. 64 more to get. Kamesh Pasamarthy, 2 for in the first innings. Bowled a couple of cracking deliveries. I don't know if you remember, Jake. He got Rob Maguire out with one that hooped a mile. Well, that's not going to.
But hooped a mile, but yeah.
Hooped a mile the wrong direction, but he did get Rob Maguire out with a cracker. Did you remember that one round the wicket bending in?
I do remember that.
Oh, what a shot. Oh, that's gone all the way. What a shot that is from Ash Saeed. Thrown his weight through that.
He dug that out from nowhere as well. It was a good delivery.
No, it's not the worst ball, that. He's really gone on the back foot with this. Proper had a wipe at that.
It's pretty much a Yorker. He's dug it out for 6. Unbelievable.
Well, early signs are it looks like they want to get this quickly.
Yeah, it seems so.
Not going to be much mucking around. Pasamarthy to Saeed again now. On debut, Ash Saeed. Oof. I think we'll call that a dead ball. That was into his own feet. Whew. Not sure what else to say about that, really.
It's quite a repertoire, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, where's that going? He's not hit that over the fence. Oh, no. Well, if we're being honest, Pasamarthy gets the wicket, but it's a pudding of a delivery. Yeah. Oh, Jake, what's he done wrong?
Well, he's hit it too high, hasn't he? That's what he's done wrong.
Oh, that solves that then, yeah, simple enough.
But he slowed the ball down, I think, and then he's maybe a change of pace had something to do with it, but batsman's just eyes have lit up, you know.
If you were Ash Saeed, you'd be so disappointed in that dismissal. That's a 4-ball all day long. Yeah. And he is now gone. And it is Ricky Borrett. So still no Smith, still no Jeevan Singh. The man of the moment, all-time leading run scorer in backyard test, past 700 in the first innings. A little bit disappointing that he's not got a century to his name, having been easily probably the best backyard batsman over the years. But so consistent, and like you said earlier, this feels like the key wicket. This feels like the key partnership. Another wicket now, and they could well be up against it here. If these two... But they only need 56 more to win. If these two put on 30, it's almost finished then.
Yeah.
Big partnership for these two. Big wicket for the South they need here. So I guess that comes down to the key question then. You've known Ricky Borrett for a long, long time in club cricket, in backyard cricket. You've known him a long time. You know his game. How do you get him out?
Mix the deliveries up when it...
Where would you be? But if Jake Butler was bowling the next over, where's he looking to bowl? That's 4. Where is he looking to bowl at Ricky Borrett?
I'll be bowling over the wicket, swinging it into him, right by his feet. Don't give him any...
Try and catch him on the crease.
Yeah, don't give him any space. As soon as that ball's a little bit further out, he's going to swing at it, and 9 times out of 10 he's going to go for 4.
So you think keep it on the stumps, don't give him room to free his arms. That's a cracking nut from Yusuf Sharif, that. And you said he was going to be the key bowler. Well, for a first ball, that's not a bad start.
That was a great start.
Ripper that, moved away late. Bowled a few of them in the first innings. He's bowled well in this series, Yusuf Sharif. Not really got the wickets he's deserved. And Rob Maguire wears that one. And we will be asking, just to put this seed in your head nice and early, Jake, we will be asking towards the end of this innings for you to elect the game's man of the match. So something to keep an eye on there, depending on how this innings develops.
Yeah, okay.
As Maguire plays in to Adil Jaffrey in the offside. Decent start this from Sharif. You feel the next wicket needs to come soon. So this is what we were talking about in the last innings. Technically he's playing a shot. It's where we were talking about Nav Saeed as well. It is difficult with that, isn't it? Because he's never intending to use his bat there. No. But he is technically playing a shot. That's a no ball and a single. Frustrating to bowl at that kind of thing.
Oh, extremely.
Yeah. And we spoke about this earlier on. Mentioned Nav Saeed, and I think James Crowther we mentioned as well. So difficult when they don't want to get out. And something actually Ricky Borrett is good at as well. Ricky also adopts that tactic a lot of the time.
He is good at that.
Especially early in his innings.
Yeah. And Rob, in fact, the two people both batting are pretty good at that.
It is interesting. The one thing with Rick, we mentioned obviously he's never made a century, but he does get a lot of 50s. The one thing Ricky doesn't do, he doesn't get many single figure scores. No. He makes sure he gets himself in, and then whether he goes on or not is up to him and up to the bowlers, that's for. Nice little push down the ground from Rob Maguire. This is not starting the way that the South would have hoped it since the wicket. Leaking boundaries. This is not good, Jake Butler.
This isn't good, is it? No.
Flying away on 32 already here in next to no time. That's happened rapidly.
Dear.
Almost halfway there.
Yeah, this isn't good.
And they haven't really had to work too hard for it. 15 extras already nearly half the runs in extras. You cannot, in a low chase, you cannot afford to bowl these no balls and wides.
No,
and is that another boundary? It is. Well, Rob Maguire's well on top here, 36 for 1. Something needs to change, Jake.
Something does need to change. I think, yeah, you can see by the body language, it's not going well, is it?
Yeah, already seems to be quite flat in the field.
Yeah.
Since that wicket, there hasn't been the sense that... Do the South really believe they can win this game? They have fought hard in this game. Being dismissed for 70 in the first innings put them on the bar. That's a ripper. Being dismissed for 70 put them on the back foot right at the start of the game. And they've been battling, and they've done so well to stay in this game. To only limit the lead to 28 on first innings, the partnership between Sharif and Maguire, it's been a fight. Are there just signs here that they've just run out of steam a little bit early here?
Yeah, I think the one less players showing as well. In the field looks empty.
Always felt that could be important.
Yeah.
But with that being the case, I mean, it is worth asking the question then, knowing coming into the game that you've got one less player and that's going to have an impact in the field. Yusuf Sharif chose to bat first, knows that he's going to be leaving himself in a run chase with one less fielder in the game. Is that still the right decision to bat first? Do you think that's something that would have been considered, or would you still stick by the decision? Like we did say, the other side of that is that no team has ever won chasing. So the two flip sides of it.
Yeah, in theory that no team has won chasing is a sensible decision. But
with the less fielder, you know you're coming into the pressure innings a man light. And they have to take wickets. They can't afford to put people on the boundary. They can't be defensive. They need wickets here. And it's hard to do that when you've only got 3 men in the field. You need to take the wickets.
Yeah, I suppose.
Where's that?
To a degree,
That's 4 off the rope. Fielder didn't quite get there. Ricky Borrett underway again.
At this point, it's the North's to lose, really. But
really raced to this. This 40 has come up in absolutely no time.
But that even might put pressure on the North, knowing that it's theirs to lose. They might relax too much and something drastic could happen. Although
you would think the next wicket is massive. When that next wicket falls, if it's still far enough away to make them nervous, like you say, it could get to them. The pressure could get to them.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
But it needs to happen soon, really. I mean, it really is amazing how this has escalated. It's, we've barely had a conversation and they're on 40.
Yeah, it needs to be imminent, doesn't it?
Maybe Pat Samarthi is the man. Went for 12 in his first over, but did take that first wicket of Ash Saeed. That's off the leg, going down leg. Don't think he's playing a shot at that. If that's straight, you could well appeal for that. I think he's playing a shot.
There's a bit of movement from the...
It's going to be a wide. Can't bowl wides. Can't bowl wides in this situation. Every 2 runs is vital. Just a reminder for everybody at home, a wide and a no ball. It's 2 runs and no extra ball. And that's going to be... Well, where's he going? He's not going to... He's hit it for 6. Well, it's in the end, it's really good from Rob Maguire. What would you be saying if he tonked this over the fence and got himself out? He's gone miles for this.
I
mean, he's not, in fairness to him, that's not what he's done, so we should be talking about the 6 that he's hit.
I think he knows
he's hit it down.
I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a long
way. And
way
it's actually
away.
quite intelligent batting.
It is, to be fair. He's not got anywhere near. He's hit that down, to be fair. It is good batting, but would you bother? You just leave it and take the wide. But
that's the difference. I wouldn't bother. Better batsman would.
And he has played it really well. To be fair to him, we talk about hitting it over the fence. It was never close, was it? He's played it really, really
nearer
well.
To a 4 than going over the fence.
No, to be fair to Rob Maguire, and where's he going to go with that? That's 4. Done really well to keep that down, actually. That's one of them you can easily slap over your own head. And he's done well to keep that down. 50 up for the North. 25 to win already. That's going to be another boundary. Thick edge. Oh, well, surely. Sure, Rob Maguire has taken this game away in no time. He's on 31 already. 56 for 1. 21 more to win. It's looking dire.
Yeah.
Miracles can happen. Let's not write it off. You never know.
It can be in the keyboard in that sense.
It's the difference really in this test match has been you just think if the South had Jake Butler available, this game would probably already be over.
Oh, I didn't want to say it myself.
Well, because you'd have conceded all the runs already.
Yeah, because we'd never had this many runs on the ball.
4 more to Ricky Borrett. And it is starting to ebb away now, 60 for 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking good, is it?
You have to say, really, I mean, the bowlers have really done, I think the bowlers have done a good job for the South in this test match. They've done well to keep them in it in the first innings, and they've bowled with heart here. It's not gone well for them, but they've bowled okay. In the first test match that you played in, and this one as well, Yusuf Sharif has been fighting a lone battle with the bat, and in a low-scoring series, you just think if they had one more batsman, they had one more, if they'd had James Crowther available, or Alvin Sathya, or just one more player, it could have been such a different series. But Sharif has been doing the batting. That has been the problem more than the bowling. The batting has been almost Sharif doing it on his own.
Yeah, the bowling hasn't been
little appeal
so
there. I don't
it's
think he got near it.
Yeah, like you say, it's the batting. It's just.
And you look at this test match.
Just weak, isn't it?
Jimmy Maguire obviously got. Oh, it's 4 more. This is coming quite quickly now. But you look at the second innings there, Jimmy Maguire got sort of 12, 13, whatever it was. Nobody else in this match has made double figures for the South. Sharif has got 40 and I think 36. And nobody else has got double figures apart from James Maguire in that second innings. And that's been the difference in this series. Just short of one more batsman. It could have been a really close series otherwise.
Yeah.
And it does look as though, obviously we're tempting fate here, but it does look as though the North are going to win this game. So it does seem as though it is just a matter of time. But do you think Ola on?
We're only 6 more wides away, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so shouldn't tempt fate too early, but this one looks dead in the water. So it is a good time to reflect on the series and on the match. We'll start with the game. If we assume the North are going to knock these last 12 runs off, what have you made of this Test match? It's been a good watch. It's been an enjoyable game.
Yeah, it's been good. It's not such different levels that it's a completely uneven game.
No, like we said, the South have worked really hard to stay in this because they could have, with the selection, one man short, and with playing against Borrett, Maguire, Mears, it could have been a blow-away. But they have done really well. Yeah.
No, it's not an embarrassment, but I think the South is definitely the weaker team in this test.
And in the series as well, this victory will make it 2-0 to the North with 1 to play, so the series is going to be theirs. Pretty much story of the series, isn't it? The South have fought really, really hard, done well in parts, applied themselves well, but just short of that killer quality. What we saw from Rob Maguire with the ball in this game, and what we've seen, just that lack of killer quality.
Yeah, I think the South are missing a batsman, to be fair.
Yeah, any of them.
And I'm not going to make any difference to that.
But that is an interesting question. You say that obviously you're not renowned as a batsman, but from a bowling point of view, would an extra bowler have made a difference? So if you had played in this game, do you think it would have made any difference, or do you think it is more about that missing batsman? Would it have made any difference at all if you had played in this game, do you think?
I think I think the bowling would have made a difference, to be fair, and just having the extra fielder as well.
Yeah, of course, the extra body obviously being massive, and we've seen that here, the amount of balls going in gaps in this innings for 4. It's been quite routine from these two. They've not really looked in any trouble at all, really. That's, as we say that, picked out the fielder. Just 9 more. And we will ask you to confirm at the end of this over your man of the match for the game. So have a little think about that. 4 deliveries to go in the over. And we'll get that finalised on paper for you. And where's that? That's 4. Ricky Borrett has a slap at it. Well, 5 runs to win. We might as well check with you now in case it happens quicker than we'd like it to. Well, Jake Butler, your man of the match.
It's got to be Rob Maguire, isn't it?
I would agree with that. Yeah, he's bowled brilliantly. 2 wickets. Just to recap Rob Maguire's match here. Didn't get a mountain of runs in the first innings, but he got 20 in a low-scoring innings.
Yeah.
Took 2 for 4 in the first innings. And then 4 for 13 in the second innings.
Yeah.
And now he's 35 not out. He's got basically half the runs, opening the batting, guiding this chase. He really is the only contender, really, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, without him, it's a different game, isn't it, really? As much as it pains me to say it. But
yeah. And I think this is the kind of thing, definitely, when we come to edit the commentary for this video before it goes live, I think we will dub over that and maybe leave this bit. So, as we were saying, the man of the match is Jimmy Maguire this week.
Yeah.
I think Jimmy quite literally wins helmet of the game for that header that we saw in the third innings.
Yeah.
5 more to win. Rob Maguire's on strike facing Jimmy Maguire. All looks to be a bit going through the motions now. And we'll finish this match while we wait for these last few runs. That's going to be a leg bite. While we wait for these last few runs, there is one more question we need to ask of you, Jake. Your reflections on a life in the commentary box, your first experience of BCE commentary. We hope you've enjoyed it. It has been fantastic having you. How's it been?
I've enjoyed it. It's been a new role for me.
New career, maybe?
Doesn't go that far, mate. Another badge to add to the old Scouts army.
Oh, yeah, something to put on the CV, isn't it? But we have enjoyed having you, and I hope you have enjoyed being here with us as well. It has been great to have you here in the box, and again, we hope we'll have you again sometime.
Yeah, why not? I'm up for that.
Absolutely, and just a reminder that after this test match, after this series ends, we will be introducing the first ever Backyard Cricket England podcast, and we do hope then that Jake Butler will be one of our guests for an episode of that. But in the meantime, like I say, it has been fantastic having Jake with us, and that is the end of the game, and that is the end of the series as far as the South Hopes are concerned. 2-0 with 1 to play. Maguire has finished it off with 39, and we do have just a minute or two now for some final reflections from Jake. We've already spoken about the problems with the South. Give us your closing thoughts on that.
Closing thoughts. I think we should do last match wins.
So
just to make a real series of it.
Almost like in football, last goal wins. We'll put it all on the last test.
Yeah. These first two don't matter.
This is just a warm-up. Very much we call this a warm-up,
Because, you know, it's very cold, difficult conditions. And as it's getting warmer, it's a bit more realistic for cricket. So I think that's when you see the true cricketers come through.
Absolutely. Well, Jake, thank you very, very much for joining us. And we hope to see you in either the third test match or the one-day series that follows. So this, the final state of affairs then. Rob Maguire guiding the chase, took less than 11 overs. They knocked off the 77 needed. And the North take the series 2-0 with a game to spare. Not much to shout about for the bowlers, for the South and for their captain Yusuf Sharif. And it's him that we're going to hear from first.
Yusuf, just a disappointing end to the game. Series lost. You must have thought you could have won that game and must be disappointed with the result.
Yeah, I mean, look, we didn't get off to a great start with the bat, but then when we came out into the field, we were great. We put on pressure straight away, got the wickets early on, and the lead, I believe, was only 28 after the second innings. So really, we thought we were in for a really good chance for winning the game. And when we came in for our second innings, it was decent. We lost, I think, a wicket early on, but then myself and James put on a bit of a partnership. Jim battled back well as well. His debut at the Backyard Cricket, he thought he did really well. And yeah, it was just a shame that we couldn't push on to the lead. But even though I think you guys needed 70 odd to win in the last innings, we were still in for a good chance, especially when we got Ash out early on. But then we let a few things slip.
Yeah, it must be as well unfortunate. Obviously, Alvin Safia missing through illness through the series.
Yeah,
is a big blow as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of my first picks. He was a key player to my team. It's a shame that he couldn't play, but I wish him well in his recovery. Hopefully, he'll be back soon.
And this was the final board for the match. As we've said, the North securing victory and with it the series. And we'll hear now from their captain, Alex Smith.
Alex, a series win, the second match win as well for the series. You must be very, very pleased with that.
Yeah, very much so. Relieved actually more than anything. I thought it wasn't a great team performance. I thought there were sloppy moments, particularly in our first innings with the bat, and then after that when Yusuf and Jimmy Maguire were putting their partnership together, I thought there were some real sloppy moments from us then. We went off the boil a little bit, but the partnership from Rob and Ricky at the end to get us over the line was fantastic. Really calm, really composed, and yeah, I mean, overall more relief than joy, I think, especially given the problems Yusuf's team had with selection. I have a lot of sympathy for him on that. And I just want to echo what Yusuf mentioned to you guys as well a little earlier. We wish Alvin Safia all the best with his recovery, and it's a shame not to have him here, even though he's obviously don't want to play against him because he's fantastic, but it's a shame not to have him here. And yeah, under the circumstances, just happy to get over the line and get the series in the bag.
Yeah, it's not been just a selection issue for Yusuf, it's been a selection issue for you as well. Do you feel maybe you slightly luckier in terms of selection? Still not lucky, but probably had a few more key players playing. Ricky, Dan, Rob, all playing most of the games.
Most definitely. The three that you mentioned there, obviously three core players for us, whereas I think if you looked at Yusuf's squad, his core players were probably largely missing, maybe himself and Jimmy available, but missing people of the quality of Butler, Dennis, Charon, Alvin, Crowther, Matar, that's a big chunk of the side coming out. So we definitely had the rubber green with selection. I thought the toss did help to even that out a little bit. I think it might have been a different game if we'd batted first. But they deserve a lot of credit. They fought really, really hard under the circumstances, gave us a really good game, especially they probably didn't have the depth of bowling that we had. So great effort from them, and it is a shame that their effort sort of ended a little shy. I think they just ran out of steam towards the end, but like I say, more relief than anything else. We definitely had the rubber green on selection, and I think we had a bit of luck at points during the game as well that went our way. But a good game. I think Yusuf could be proud of his team, and we'll roll on to the next one.
And this is what's gone and what's still to come in this series. One more test to play. That'll be in this same venue at Horsham with a different surface. Look forward to that when that game gets played. We then have a 3-match one-day series to follow where the South can maybe recover a little bit of pride. But until then, thank you for joining us for the test series. See you soon.